let's talk about Savannah and Bradley. In this last episode, we see Bradley finally get out, and Savannah was there to welcome him. He's hugging on her, talking about how good it feels to finally hold someone after years of being in prison. And then Savannah was just like all in his face, like, oh, does it feel awkward? Do you like it? Do you want to get divorced? Just asking him question after question. Like, it was too much. Like, Savannah does not turn off. And you could tell that it was overwhelming for Bradley getting out and having the cameras in his face. But Savannah was also overwhelming him. It seems like Bradley is one of those chill, more quiet personalities, like a man of few words, and he comes off as like one of those guys that when he flirts with you by being a dick to you. Like, it seems like you can't be sensitive at all when it comes to dating Bradley. And Savannah, she has one of those special personalities that it seems like, from what I'm seeing on the TV screen, that you can only handle in small doses. And it already seems like Bradley's getting maxed out on how much he can tolerate here. And he's just ready to get out of the prison and get to Pound Town. Bradley revealed that he was a little hellion as a child. He was getting in trouble for grand larceny, stealing bikes, doing all sorts of things, and he had a juvenile record that was as long as a CVS receipt. But in his adulthood, he's only gotten in trouble one time when he was pulled over when he was just smoking weed and he had a gun on him because he was wanting to have some sort of protection while he was selling weed. And Savannah, she feels like she has like this unbreakable bond with Bradley because she feels like he's seen her at her worst while she was on drugs, so now she feels like he deserves her at her best. But I don't know, I just don't feel like they're very compatible. That's just off my first impressions. I feel like they definitely have sexual chemistry, but I don't know if they have like the whole like romance and emotional chemistry. I just feel like Bradley is probably looking at Savannah here in this picture thinking, damn, I'm gonna need a fat blunt to put up with this one, because when he was probably dealing with Savannah in the past and her personality, it was probably completely different when he's sitting here smoking and compared to him having to be stone cold sober. I was shocked to hear that Bradley had a crazy juvenile record. Well, that didn't so much shock me. Like, he said he had grand larcenies, he was stealing bicycles, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. But what shocked me is he has only got in trouble one time as an adult, and that's when he got pulled over and he had weed on him and a gun, and he got a charge for transporting a firearm. And they weren't playing around. The first time he got in trouble as an adult, they stuck it to him and gave him this prison sentence. Bradley is fearful on how his relationship is going to play out with his sisters and the rest of his family with Savannah, because he knows that Savannah and his sister have physically fought before. And I did an interview with his sister Alyssa at the end of their last season where she was going back and forth and fighting with Savannah because Savannah had came to her house, and she said Savannah was just pretty much being annoying. She wouldn't shut up, and she kept telling her it's time for her to go home, and Savannah wouldn't leave. So finally, like, she just blew up. And I'm not sure if they are still on bad terms currently, but it looks like Savannah and Bradley may no longer be on good terms. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, I noticed that Savannah had changed her relationship status on Facebook, and it used to say that she was in a relationship with Bradley, and she had changed it to single. And I went to Bradley's Facebook, and it was showing that he was no longer in a relationship. So I went to Bradley's Instagram, and when he first got out of prison, he had pictures he had posted of Savannah on his page. And I noticed that he is no longer following Savannah, and Savannah is no longer following him. So my assumption is they likely either Savannah or Bradley ended up blocking the other person, and that's why they're no longer following each other, which tells me that they must be on really bad terms if they're not even like on speaking terms and blocking access to each other. And I looked at Savannah's profile. She had a lot of pictures of Bradley on her Instagram page, and all of them have been completely deleted. I could not find one single page or one single picture of Bradley on Savannah's page, and I could not find one single picture of Savannah on Bradley's, which is the complete opposite of how their pages were at the end of their last season, like 2 or 3 months ago. So I just thought that was very interesting, and I've noticed Savannah's been posting a lot of things talking about healing on her Facebook page, and Bradley's been posting a lot of videos and pictures to his stories of him just hanging out with his boys. It seems like every single night he's out with his boys outside, living it up, and that's another thing. I was like, okay, where's Savannah? Because he's always posting all these videos with Savannah nowhere near in sight. But now it might make sense if he's out here living his little bachelor life if he's single again. Bradley's Facebook claims he's now single after he was in a relationship with Savannah on his Facebook previously a few months ago. And he's been sharing a lot of different quotes about lying and cheating. This says, F sex, let's sit on the bed and figure out why you've been lying since I met you. And he said, ho. Then he shared, your soulmate don't got 2 kids, I promise. And it sounds like he isn't too interested in dating women with kids, or at least multiple kids. Then he shared this gif talking about my love of cream pies, but then my fear of having kids. And then he shares like a lot of different pictures, like talking about his tongue game and gifs, like trying to show off that he's got tongue game like no other. Like this one was showing off like how sore his tongue was the next day. Then he shared this post about a text from someone saying, I need you to be aggressive, choke me, do this. And he posted it and said, say less. Then he shared a meme saying me updating the gang who I'm in love with this week. Then he shared, once a dude reached the last level of his hoe stage, he's signing up to get his CDL. And he said, man, stop the foolery. And his sister slid into the comments and she said, it's you. Then he said, we too old to be, well, he didn't say, but somebody said, we too old to be cheating and having hoes. Grow up and build with your partner. And he said heavy. But he's been sharing a lot of different things about cheating, which almost makes me wonder, did Savannah cheat on Bradley? Then he shared somebody who said, remember when a series of unfortunate events was a book and not your life? And he tagged his sister and said, type-ish right here. So I feel like it's safe to say these two are no longer together. I'm shocked to see that they actually like updated their Facebook statuses and removed photos of each other in the middle of the season, because we've seen so many couples still portray that they're still together even when we know that they're not, just because of their NDAs. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think happened between Savannah and Bradley in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.